Welcome to another episode of No Player Connected. I am in the, well, it's not the mean streets of Tarkov, we're in woods, but we're playing Escape From Tarkov with my cousin Eric, or should I use your internet name?
Cousin
we
Eric's
didn't talk
fine.
about this.
We didn't talk
Cousin
about
Eric's fine. I'll even just call you Eric instead of constantly calling you Cousin Eric.
Yeah, that'll work too.
Yeah, hopefully those gunshots don't get too close. Shoot. Okay. Yeah, that was way closer than I thought.
A lot sooner too, right, for the shots to happen?
Yeah. We loaded in, a minute and a half ago, and already people are popping off.
Yeah, they're hungry.
Yeah, you were telling me, like, oh yeah, people will be quiet with silenced weapons and stuff. I'm sure it's nothing.
No, it'll be fine. Silent weapons increase as the wipe goes on, but... Oh, that one's behind us.
That's fine. Are we
fine.
further... Are we in the bushes enough? I'm going to scoot up just a little bit.
I didn't even spin. Yeah, you scoot up a bit.
I'm not spinning.
I'm good.
I'm not spinning.
Yeah,
I'm adhering to the no player connected oath of I'll just fucking die if they show up. So for the people at home listening that are sleeping under a rock, can you tell them what Escape from Tarkov is?
Sure. Escape from Tarkov is an extraction looter shooter. So your primary goal is to load into a map, try to find some loot, kill people if you're if they're in your way, and then extract at certain points. And then the other main part of the game is if you die in the raid, you lose what you brought in with you.
Unless it's been insured.
Yeah, these are really close. So there was I think that was a grenade launcher that went off someone's.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah. If you, like you said, or there's a secured container. We hear footsteps.
Oh Lord.
They're gonna come kill us.
No, it's fine. It's fine, dude.
They literally ran right over your body. They see us.
Fine.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
But yeah, and then the secured container, there's different variations. There's the alpha, beta, gamma, and then kappa. Everybody wants the room for. Yeah, they're just circling us.
Oh my god! What was the key that we used to talk in game again?
Just to do an emote or actually talk?
No, talk.
I think it's K. Are you gonna talk?
Yeah, guys, we're recording a podcast here. Oh god.
Oh.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Did you get hit?
No, I'm good.
Alright.
Maybe they'll be our protectors. That guy shot a scav.
Sick. Alright. I couldn't tell if I heard a guy running or not. Alright, whatever. This is way more tense than Hunt Showdown. The Hunt episode we got shot at, but outside of the one time we got shot at, we didn't see anybody. I literally saw someone on my screen run through the bushes that were hiding in.
Yeah, I saw it too, and then I saw him circle around left of me.
Alright, so, is there anything you wanted to add to the what is Tarkov? I'm sorry I cut you off, I was freaking out.
Oh, I was freaking out too. I was trying to stay in with explaining what it was, but then the people around us. No, that pretty much sums it up, and... It's painful. It's a difficult game. It's just pain. You gotta hate yourself a little bit if you want to actually enjoy playing it. If you enjoy playing Tarkov, deep down you hate yourself a little bit. That's pretty much sums it up.
It's a pretty good sell. Yeah. I think a lot of people will resonate with that, and you'll see a noticeable spike in sales when this episode comes out.
Oh yeah. Two.
Well, what brings you to Tarkov then? What, and aside from the self-hatred, is there some key aspect of this game that really draws you in?
It's the gameplay loop as a whole. It's the fact you load into a raid and I have to get loot. You have to find so many different items. And then it's not just finding many items to turn around and sell. That's totally what you can do. But most items have a true purpose and meaning outside of just getting this out of raid for money. You need certain bolts for hideout upgrades. You get some things when you're dealing with the traders. You have to barter items. So trade. I don't know any really off the top of my head, you can trade an emergency water pack for a Salewa health healing kit. things like that. I find that awesome. And then the whole hideout upgrade, it really draws me in.
Right on.
Yeah.
When I was playing this game more frequently, I really did enjoy, like, every little thing that you found in Raid had some sort of monetary value attached to it. At least monetary, if not, like, some other thing you could trade in. So I think that's what pulled me into. I was like, oh shit, like, you're wheeling and dealing in this game.
Yeah. And then
love the flea market.
The flea market, yeah. Sometimes that's a pain. The flea market's been fun to notice how prices change depending upon where you are in a wipe. Like right now, a roll of duct tape is probably 6,000 to 8,000 rubles. But when I was playing towards the end of last wipe, that was 30k for one roll of duct tape. Yeah, the prices drastically change because the market's flooded. Everybody's finding stuff, bringing it out and selling it. Brings the prices down.
Could I make a killing in this game without... Well, wait. If you buy something from the flea market, is it not found in Raid anymore?
Correct.
Damn, never mind. I was going to say, could you just make a killing in this game not going into Raids anymore and just investing early? But flea market is found in Raid only. Right?
Yeah. If you want to try to make a killing and not have to ever go into Raid, you have to depend on your hideout upgrades. Because you can craft with the different places in your hideout. So if you have enough money started or you have the items, you can just craft the items, and then they get the found in Raid tag, and then you can put them on the flea market.
Oh,
I probably made about like 2 million rubles off of making Propital last wipe. So you just need, you need the 3 items, make them, and then you can throw them up and sell them.
Nice. So you could be a work-from-home Tarkover, is what you're telling me.
Absolutely.
There's got to be someone who's done that, right?
What do you mean?
Like,
like
on YouTube, like I became a billionaire in Escape From Tarkov from just my hideout, and then it's just a guy making meth nonstop or whatever that drug was. I assume it's some sort of meth type substance.
That's not fully possible, though, to be honest. To just only be in the hideout, you would still have to go in a couple raids because you need items. You need the hideout upgrades are locked behind your character level progression and your trader level progression.
Okay.
So you still need to be doing that. You won't be able to go in and just make Propital immediately. Like I still can't. I'm level 22 right now. I still haven't gotten to med station level 3.
Okay, it seems like they thought that through then. They hate the people that work from home.
They do.
I feel like this question, we've kind of blown past it. I'll say it anyway. What's the thing that we least want to hear this episode, like in terms of in-game audio?
We don't want to hear people right in front of us or behind us. But that happened. They literally ran through the same bush we decided to sit in. It came out fine, though. They didn't shoot at us at all.
Well, I was going to ask, what's worse, that or if we heard scabs talking right next to us?
That. Honestly, what happened could have been the worst, because it most times players, you're sitting there, it's a free kill. Especially if either of them were doing Shooter Born in Heaven right now, it would have been too easy for easy headshots, because they changed how that works. It can be, there's not a meter requirement or a distance requirement anymore. It just has to be it just has to be a bolt action.
Oh, I was going to say maybe they're just getting far enough away and then they're going to line up the shot from, like, 500 meters.
Nope, they could have just did it point blank and it would have counted.
Nice. Yeah. Good to know. The worst has already happened. Yeah. It's only up from here. When you think of your stereotypical Tarkov player, what pops into your head? And you've already said self-hatred, so I feel like you've already started to paint this picture.
Yeah.
But I want you to complete the image. Continue to paint on this canvas.
I will. I'm gonna self-project a little bit more too.
Oh boy.
It's the player that is sick of the Call of Duty gameplay loops and like BattleBit or Battlefield. You load in to a match. And you instantly die, but then you only wait 10 seconds, and then you're right back in. I got bored of that because there's like no consequence. I could just run around. I'm gonna die and reset in like 10 seconds. There's no big deal. But then doing that over 10 to 15 minutes over and over and over again, I got tired of it. So I'm guessing most people are, it's kind of like that. That's why you're doing an extraction looter shooter instead of, what would you call it, like round robin, team deathmatches, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So you're looking for something different.
I wonder if you could put that on like a sliding scale of like consequences that you face. And like obviously I think Tarkov would be like really far on the consequence heavy side. And then a game like, I don't know. I do think that, yeah, BattleBit or a Battlefield type game, Call of Duty, those are pretty consequence low. Especially if you're playing Team Deathmatch, like literally it's just you spending your time. There's no equipment that you need to purchase usually. You respawn, all that stuff. And then on the Tarkov side, you have to buy all your equipment. If you die, it's gone. How you do in one raid could affect how you do in a subsequent raid due to the equipment that you get. Is there an airdrop going overhead?
There is. It's about to be super loud.
Oh, Lord. Yeah. Sick.
Well, the other thing, too, to add on to that, when, like, in Call of Duty or BattleBit, the weapon progression, you have to get the weapon to a certain level before you can get, like, this piece, or you can get the laser on it, or you can have this sight. In Tarkov, it's basically, as soon as you get to the flea market, if you have the rubles, you can buy a sniper scope and slap it on a revolver. Like, there's no weapon progression that you have to wait for. You just have to be able to buy the parts and assemble it.
I'm just waiting for the plane to go by, otherwise I feel like I'm going to scream into my mic trying to sound louder than... Okay, that's better. Yeah, that is really cool that, like, you can build your own guns, you can steal somebody else's gun. It isn't just, you're level 5. Here's the VPO.
Yeah,
or whatever.
And here's one laser, and it only works for this one gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never got deep into the gun building, but I always appreciated it. And this, like, dude, I've got a lot of respect for the people who can go into this game and, like, build weapons and shit, because it just... all the ammo types and stuff, it just seems like another job. Like, learning all of this and figuring out how it all fits together. But it's really cool to see it in action. When you handed me weapons during my 24-hour stream, I was like, this is handcrafted, artisanal firearms.
Yeah, I took the time to put most of them together. The M4 I handed you, I did not put together. That one I got off of an event, and I knew it was going to be kind of more of a meme run for you.
Okay.
But all the other ones, I put together. It's fun. It takes a lot of time. You're spending more time comparing items and reading to see where you can gain benefits from adding these certain pieces to your gun, right? And then, yeah, like you said with the ammo. There's a steep learning curve. I've been playing, I just passed 800 hours, and I don't know everything. I barely play Reserve or Lighthouse. There's so many, like, all the loot spawns and what's where. I don't know all of that yet, and I'm like 800 hours in.
When I was playing frequently with, like, you and David and all the guys, and I had the map open on my other monitor, I would say, like, that map helped me, like, 5% of the time. And the other 95%, I either got more confused, or it took me so long to look at where I should be that I was getting killed, or taking too long and my guy was dehydrated or something. You, like, have to really know your shit. Which is, again... I find that admirable. I play a bunch of games with steep learning curves, but they're more like strategy games rather than FPS. But it's really cool to see a game it's that, like, detail oriented. There's all these little things that you can pick up and learn, whether it's about the market, whether it's about map knowledge, or the guns, the ammo, the armor, all that shit.
Yeah, like for beginners, like starting out, especially looking back, the most important thing to do is learn the maps. Everything else, all other parts of the game will come along with playing them, but you're never going to get to those parts if you don't know the map. So if there's somebody out there that's going to listen to this and you're trying to get into Tarkov, bring a map up on a second screen, and then buy a compass. That'll help with the relation, because like you were just saying, James, you have the map up, but it only really helps 5% of the time. You don't really know where you are. You have no way to tell which direction you're facing, so you're trying to guess where you are on the map and what buildings you're looking at, and you don't even know which way is north or south, east, west.
Do you have a good map that you would recommend players cut their teeth on, like what level they should play on?
Oh, the first one? Everybody says customs. It's you should go customs or woods. Woods, you're going to be more lost because it's more trees, right? There's not as many buildings to locate yourself around.
It's in the name.
Yeah, but like kind of look at how this raid went. We ran into people while we're laying in a bush, but nobody's come by us since. So you have more of that adjustment time. Customs is a smaller map. It's more condensed. There's not as many hiding spots or there's not as many trees and bushes to like kind of lay down and hide in and try to get your bearing. And then you have to figure out what buildings you can actually go in too when you're on a different map. It's pretty on woods. If you see a building, you can most likely go into it because there's so few. On customs, you can't go into every building. And then that's especially true if you play Streets of Tarkov, which is their newer map. I've only played it a few times, but there's so many buildings you can go into, but then there's also many you can't. So yeah, customs or woods.
Okay. Yeah, I used to play a lot on customs, and I think that's the only map that I really started to get a feel for. And I think another helpful bit with customs was that there were so many like iconic, or I don't know if I'd say iconic, but easily identified like locations. Like you could look at the skyline and pretty quickly be like, oh, there's like that sniper tower, and oh, there's the gas station over there, and there's that building, and you could orient yourself pretty quickly. So Customs has my Tarkov noob endorsement. As somebody who is a forever noob at this game, Customs was a nice place to hang out. Also, shout out to Factory for being so small that you will eventually just inevitably run into one of your extraction points. That's how I got through Factory.
Yeah.
Just hug the right wall, shoot everything that you come across, and eventually you'll find a door or a ladder or something that'll let you leave the map.
Yeah, or Tajillo will find you.
That's terrifying.
It was. I did a Factory raid. I killed a player up in the office area, and I went to start loot him, and I heard somebody running, and I was like, oh, there's another player running up. But it was him coming around the corner with his sledgehammer out. He laid waste to me. It was terrifying.
Can all of the bosses slide? Or is it just like him and a couple others?
Does he slide? Do they slide?
I thought the one in at least Interchange or whatever slides.
Oh, Killa? Yeah, maybe. I know Killa there's sometimes I've watched other streamers do it. He'll go right through a door you just closed. He's got something weird. Yeah. You'll close the door, it'll be closed for a second or two, and then he shows up, but he gets to go right through it. It's weird.
He's a ghost.
He's a ghost.
Jeez. That's fucking terrifying. I think the only bosses I've encountered were Sturman, and he's on this map, right?
Yeah, Sturman, and he would be, for where we are, he'd be right in front of us.
Oh,
in the lumberyard. Yeah, we would have heard him go off. He's not here.
I wonder
we didn't hear
I wonder if that was the noises we were hearing immediately.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe people were there and shot him right away before he fired a shot off. I didn't hear his sniper rifle go off, though.
Who's the guy in Customs? Starts with an
Rashala.
R, right? Yeah, Rashala.
Yeah, he's the only one I've killed. Besides Big Pipe, but that's a goon.
Okay. Yeah, I've killed Rashala and I've killed Sturman.
Oh, you've gotten Sturman? Nice.
Yeah. I think I was playing solo on Woods and just creeping around with a sniper and lucked into it. So
that actually might have been Sturman's rifle. Oh.
yeah, we summoned him.
Yeah,
we talked about him, and yeah, now he's here. So, I know we just talked about a bunch of wisdom and knowledge that you're supposed to have in Tarkov, but hypothetically speaking, if somebody was really lazy and wanted to cut corners and wanted to completely ignore one aspect of this game to focus on the others, What should they pick? What can they neglect completely?
What's their goal? That's the main thing for me and how
they want to get Kappa.
They want to get Kappa?
Yeah, I'm going big. I'm going big. They want to go Kappa, but they want to just completely be an idiot and ignore like one part of the game.
I guess with that I'd have to go hideout, but you can use your hideout so much for crafting items you need for all the quests.
But technically you could just find those items somewhere else though, right?
Yeah, everything you can craft in the hideout you can find in raid, so that's why I'm leaning towards hideout. When you originally prompted me with this question, my mind first went to they could ignore the quests, because that's something that especially playing with you and you and a couple of your friends, everybody, you all you hate the quests, and it's tedious, you know. Some of them are really ridiculous. Yeah, I get it. Some of them are really ridiculous. I've never even made it through it all. I've never gotten Kappa. I'm trying to give it a go this wipe, and it's becoming very painful. But yeah, you could ignore the hideout and still get Kappa.
Okay. All right.
It's much more important to learn the ammo types, especially if you the ammo types and map knowledge. It doesn't really matter what gun you have; it's what your ammo is.
Interesting.
Yeah, playing with good ammo makes this game play so much differently. If you think you use mid tier or low ammo, you got to put like 4 or 5 shots into a scav. You use the high tier, it's 1-2 every time, and then same to players.
Yeah, and that was one thing that I struggled with was like, oh, am I putting actual lethal rounds in my gun, or am I putting in Nerf darts? Let me bring up the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Oh, well, actually, this ammo's good against armor, but it's not good against the human inside the armor. And I would just roll my eyes and be like, all right, whatever. I'm just going to aim at their head and hope I hit them.
Yeah, that's the best way to usually go about it.
Yeah, but I do, again, I love the depth that this game has, like all the little details and stuff. And people at home, don't ignore your hideout. It's nice and safe there. Like Eric said, there's things you can make. Makes your life much easier.
Yeah, there's many character boosts to be had. You regenerate faster, all of that.
Yeah. The questing, though, I didn't even think about that, but yeah, quests. When I was playing, I did eventually just get disillusioned with the quest system, and I was like, screw it. I'm just going to go try to get things in raid, get my hideout upgraded.
Yeah.
But there is a certain satisfaction doing these incredibly specific tasks that make no sense. I don't know why someone wants me to go on woods without body armor, eat a jar of mayonnaise, spin around in a circle, say Bloody Mary 3 times in a mirror.
And then make it out alive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that is important, yeah. While Bloody Mary chases you and Jaeger is laughing at you in the bushes, you have to make it out alive.
If you don't, do it again.
Yeah, he's a sicko.
We need to leave this spot in 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
You have that, like, down to a science?
We can definitely get from here to outskirts in 10 minutes. Easy.
Okay.
We'll be there with a couple minutes to spare.
I'll ask you a quick one then. What is your favorite map and why?
There's a huge disagreement. I know this a lot of people don't agree with me with this one, but I like Shoreline. The map itself is awesome. There's the southwest portion of it. Something needs to be added there, and it would be to me, it would be the best map in the game. You have a combination of intensity of customs, where with the resort and then the water treatment plant, and even where the tower is and the pier area, you have these areas where there's gonna be high PvP, like high tier loot, and then. But it's spread out enough like woods. So you're not going to load in and die almost every time. You at least... It affords me the chance to actually wander around a bit before dying, if that makes sense. That's why I like Shoreline so much. A lot of people would point to that and say I'm a hacker because it's the red and blue... it's red and blue keycard spawn in the resort. And it's the hard spawns, and there's a 1% chance. So Shoreline is hacker crazy. But you could find hackers on any map. It's just you have a higher chance on shoreline. That's a big reason why people hate it. But did you move, or is there somebody by us?
I moved.
Holy
I moved
shit!
Ever so slightly. Damn, that made noise.
Yeah,
You
I
heard
thought
that?
so. Yeah.
Wow, I just tapped the D key just a little bit, just a teeny tiny bit. I didn't realize that would give you a heart attack. All right, we're back in another lobby thanks to the power of drugs and milk and oatmeal that we found in a cabin. I was starving to death, and I think Eric, you just got through because you were fueled by weird black market drugs.
I was. It was many thanks to Propital and SJ6.
Splendid. I'm gonna wolf down some water.
Oh yeah, you gotta eat and drink.
Yeah. The lovely ASMR experience for the folks listening at home. Slam that. Yep, let me just... I can hear you eating too.
Yeah, I hear you eating too.
This is good. Yummy. Okay. Where were we? Oh! So I think we were kind of getting into this earlier when we were talking about, like, what's necessary to reach, like, the quote-unquote end game in this and what isn't. What is the most fulfilling type of progression for you in Tarkov?
The most fulfilling to me,
Yeah, to you.
it's got to be the leveling up the hideout. Every time I unlock the flea market, I'll work myself up to 750k or 1,000,000 rubles, and then I go and I spend it all on progressing my hideout. I like getting that further and unlocking the new things you can craft, like workbench level 2. I love getting that because then I can craft the AP rounds for 9x19. I like using the STM9, so I get a little bit better ammo. I can craft it right there. It's the hideout for me. That's my favorite.
Okay. What about, like, do you collect people's dog tags at all?
I do. It's necessary for a few of the quests for them to be found in raid. And then there's a weapon in the game called the RSAS, and you need 100 dog tags to trade in to be able to get the weapon, and it's for a quest. Like, you need an RSAS for a quest for it's Gunsmith Part 12. There's 13. Wow. It's up there. So then that's
So you hand in the dog tags, get the gun, and then you just immediately hand it over to mechanic or whatever?
No, then you have to modify the gun. So you have to put on certain parts. There's usually build guides you can find in the wiki, or they give you the gunsmith quests. They give you certain criteria the gun has to hit. So it has to have this level ergonomics, this total recoil. It has to take up this many spaces. And then the person who wants the gun, we want this pistol grip, or it needs to be silenced. You have to still go in and modify the gun, and then you can turn it in.
Okay. And is it like a good gun that, like, you would happily trade in 100 dog tags for anyway, or is it just like a gimmick?
No, it's a good gun. If you're good with the sniper rifles in the game, it's top tier. It's a top tier gun. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
You can't buy
I'll casually just get it then.
Yeah.
I'll get those dog tags.
I'll do it. But again, it's like everything else. You can find them in raid. You just have to go to gun spawns.
And then it could also be on the flea market then, right?
No, the RSAS can't be sold on the flea market.
Oh,
yeah.
Even found in raid, they won't let you do it?
Nope, not at all.
Huh. That's cool. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Although, it does sound like you're just saying ass twice when you talk about it, so it's got a drawback, but still cool little insight there. I didn't know about that. See, when I was playing, I just like to watch my little numbers go up, like, how many people have you killed? Because this game it's hard for me at least, and so every single time I killed a human player and not just a scav, I was like, holy shit, like, that's a victory for me.
Yeah.
Plus, I know how much it stings to lose stuff, and so to be able to inflict that on other human beings makes me feel alive.
Yeah, it's a little sickly satisfying. You know you shouldn't be happy, but you still are.
Oh no, you should definitely be happy. It rules.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's self-hatred. I feel like it's my hatred for my fellow man that I experience the most in this game. Either I'm pissed that I've been shot and killed, or I'm gleeful that I've just killed someone and I'm taking all of their cans of tuna or whatever they've stashed in their backpack.
Yeah. Someone found a tank battery and then you get it. It's always fun you take someone out and they've done all the looting for you. It's like, oh, gee, thanks for finding all this great stuff for me.
Yeah, and then I die too.
Oh, yeah, with the stuff, naturally. Yeah. It's Tarkov.
Yeah, either because I've been shot or, oh, my stomach hurts. I've never met someone who can eat a whole sleeve of crackers, drink a gallon of milk, and then 40 minutes later be on death's door due to starvation and fatigue. But I guess the people in Tarkov are just built different.
Yeah.
They have very fast metabolism.
I guess they do. It is weird how quickly you need to eat and drink. If you plan to stay in the raid more than 20 minutes, bring food and water. Like, you just have to. Or you just have to know where you're going to be able to go loot some.
Yeah, you have to be able to find shed milk.
Yeah.
That was very good. That was clutch. A little off-podcast moment. After we realized we had to extract, my body was just shutting down. And Eric found a spot with food, like, within a minute. It was very cool. That map knowledge came in clutch. And if it was just luck, don't say anything.
No, that was
matter of fact, I will edit it out.
No, that I knew. You could always, now you know too. Unless if someone looted it, you can pretty much guarantee for there to be food in front of that shack we went to on that table.
Delicious room temperature milk that's been sitting out for God knows how long.
In all the elements, like this fine rain we're sitting in right now.
Well, that just adds to the hydration element, I think.
Oh yeah, sure.
What's the most significant change you've observed in Tarkov during your time playing?
The single significant change, it would have to be when they added inertia. That completely altered the player movement. Before they added inertia, you could compare the player movement to Hunt Showdown. How people are more floaty, and you can do the AD for like peeking and all that. Now you can't really do that in Tarkov because they added inertia. Yeah, that would probably be the biggest. And then the next ones would all be map expansions and adding maps, and they added more content, right? Yeah. So, like, I started playing in 2020, so I played before there was the customs expansion. They added the whole construction area and towards the middle of the map, and then I was playing around the time too, or before and then during, they added the bunkers to reserves, like that whole bunker system. It wasn't there before. Like, there's been a lot of changes, and a lot of them are cool. Like, the bunkers are pretty sweet. I've only made it out of there alive a couple times. Most of the times you go in there and die. But yeah, and then Woods got an expansion. Like, it's crazy.
What portion of the players that go into a match do you think come out alive?
Probably like you were just saying, one raid, yeah. I'd say like 20%.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, like a quarter maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, one in every 5, I think that's valid.
Yeah, because you'll have all the PvP happen, so people are getting wasted away there, and then you'll get randomly killed by a scav, or I've seen a bunch of bodies piled around like a boss, like they died trying to get the boss, and then somebody else killed the boss. So, yeah, I've died many a time to random scab. Scavs or rats. It's just, it's got to be lower. It's not as much. I don't think as many people get out alive per match as what we think. It's actually if you're getting out alive every 3 matches, you're doing really good in Tarkov.
All right, some words of encouragement for everybody, I suppose. Well, although if you're with like a big group and you know what you're doing, I feel like your odds like skyrocket. because you can share resources and cover each other's backs.
Yeah.
But
that
you also run the risk of you can't hide as well, and so you're more likely to bump into people and get shot at.
Yeah.
And attract more attention. So maybe it does balance out.
It still balances in favor of playing in groups, because like you're saying, you have 5 of you, and you sharing your resources, and you're going around the map together. It's all that, but then you also there's 4 other people guaranteed that spawned into this raid that are not going to try to kill you. So you went from going 1 versus 9 to 5 versus 5. You're saying you have 5 solos, or 5v1s. Sorry. This airdrop.
Yeah, the airdrop's a little loud. I don't know if the folks at home can hear it. It's a little subtle, but there's a plane flying directly over us right now. It's going to drop some goodies. Alright, it's finally going away, I think. Yeah.
I totally spaced out. Can I add one thing?
Yeah, go for it.
Another major change they made to this game since I started playing is VoIP.
What?
VoIP.
What?
Being able to talk in game.
Oh god, stop! Don't actually talk in
Yeah, that was huge. I didn't really care for it when it came out because I was just more shy. I didn't really want to talk to people, but I've been enjoying using it this way. That's another huge change.
Yeah, I do think VoIP can really add another element to games, and one as tactical as this, and like where you can make alliances on the fly, or just communicate with your teammates so they know exactly where you're at. Like,
yeah,
I think that's good. I was gonna ask, is it just 10 PMCs per map?
No, it changes per map size. So Woods is 8 to 10. Customs is 8 to 12 people. I think Streets is 20. I think it's 20 PMCs load into Streets, yeah. So it changes. And that's all with balancing and in effect. I think there was one point, I want to say Customs, there was like 16 people that would load in there, but I might be wrong.
Okay. That sounds about right. I feel like Customs gets hot like pretty fast.
Yeah.
And like in different points on the map, so I'd believe it. You made the point about, that's that many people trying to not kill you, but a thing that you have to consider is if you're solo, like if you see another person, you're like, oh, I can shoot them. I've killed you even though you're on my team, quote unquote team. I've seen my teammates kill each other.
Yeah.
You have to like have some discipline. You have to like ask people like, hey, is that you over there?
Yeah.
And it adds a lot of tension because this game doesn't put like a highlighter around your teammates. You can't see them through walls. They're indistinguishable from anybody else in the game.
Yeah.
You might be able to have like an armband if you guys coordinate, but who's to say somebody else doesn't also come in with an armband of that color?
Yep. And then even so, they do show you each other's character when you're loading in or when you're waiting in the lobby, so you can look at them then. But then you have the progression of the raid and you're looting. So if your buddy came in with the green penis helmet, but he found an Alton, when you look at his head next time, his head's going to look completely different. So it's hard. It's definitely difficult. Yeah.
Yeah. Just everybody going with the giant pumpkin helmet.
Yeah.
The jack-o'-lantern one.
Or if they do the Christmas event again, everybody has to go in with a Santa beard. We'll do that.
If you could make one change to Tarkov, you snap your fingers and it just happens and everyone has to deal with it, what would it be, and how many people would complain about the change that you're requesting?
If it has to be one, I don't even really want it in game. This is just the most creative thing I can come up with. It would be insane. I want to pre-say this. It would be insanely expensive, either to be able to find, do, or use whatever. It's going to be locked behind quests, etc. All of that. But it would be a flare, probably blue or whatever color is not already in use. Probably a blue flare because I think they use green and red for extractions and other maps.
Right.
And you can use the flare only when you're on a roof, but when you're on that roof and you use the flare, you
a helicopter comes and extracts.
A helicopter extraction, yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing too, though. If you fall off the roof or you leave, you lose it. Like it's too sweet of an item and a thing to put in. So like there has to be. I want to make it keep it with how difficult Tarkov is. Right? It's really hard to get, and then if you leave the roof, it's consider it gone. Like stuff like that. Okay. Yeah. And then I bet you a lot of people would be pissed off if that was in the game.
Well, would there be any counterplay? Like, is there like how long does it take for the helicopter to get there? Or can you shoot it down? Like,
I wouldn't say you could shoot it down because then you're talking about adding RPGs.
Or maybe I should say like if you shoot at it enough, it'll like leave prematurely.
No, I wouldn't want to do that either because then it would feel like a waste. You would put the player who went through all the quests or whatever, we would lock it behind. Okay. It would just feel like a total ripoff because if people know what's coming in, everybody could just unify and shoot at it, and nobody will ever actually get to use it.
That's fair.
Yeah, but then
this is why you're the game dev and not me.
Yeah, and I would want to make it too that it could be any roof, any roof, not certain buildings like. So in customs by RUAF Roadblock, those like little storage units that are there, if you can get up, because you can get up on those roofs, you can go up even there and fire it off, and you can still be picked up. Okay. It just has to be a roof,
but not like a big clearing.
No, on the ground? No. It has to be a roof. If you are in a big clearing and have a little shed, you have to be on the roof of the shed.
I have to be on the shed.
Yes. Even
if there's way more room for the helicopter to land on the ground. I like it.
Yeah.
I love how arbitrary it is. I think that would make for some really dramatic moments, though, because if you saw a flare, and let's say it takes, how long should it take, Eric? A minute?
To show up? No. I'd give it 35 to 40 seconds.
What?
What are the vehicle extracts? It's 60 seconds? Yeah. Alright, so 60 seconds. Or you do 90.
But those are at predetermined locations that people can they know about.
Yeah.
Like I want there to be a little tension where like people are sprinting to try to get on the rooftop to stop you.
Yeah.
Like I would want it to at least be like a minute.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, minute. The most I would say is like 90 seconds.
Okay.
A minute to 90 seconds. You still need to make it worth it.
Useful.
You can still actually use this and get out, right? Like if you're there, if you make them sit there for 2 minutes, it might be too long. Yeah. And look at they changed the factory quests. You used to have to sit there for 30 seconds to plant something in factory. And factory is such a tiny map, they changed it to 10 seconds, and now it's a lot easier to obtain, right?
All right, I support it. You've won me over. I like it. Nikita, that's the guy's name, right?
Yeah, he's the lead guy.
Put in helicopters. I wanna go to customs, and I want to see like 5 helicopters coming down at the same time. I want everyone just on like little raised platforms, calling in their own personal choppers.
Yeah. I do have 2 more realistic additions to the game, honestly. The one circles back to earlier about Shoreline, at a compound in the southwest corner of Shoreline. And then an interchange expansion where that place gets more extraction points. That I actually would want way more than the helicopter expansion. Like, interchange needs more and different extraction points.
Yeah, like a helicopter that crashes in through the roof, and then it puts down the rappel ropes, and you climb up. Yeah, I agree.
No.
Slap in 3 more helicopters and interchange. Put a helicopter in Shoreline. Perfect.
Well, none of that'll ever happen. We still have to make 3 more maps. We're waiting on town, suburbs, and terminal.
I mean, I don't know about you, but terminal sounds like the perfect place for a helicopter.
So that could be the launch of it.
Well, you know what? Here, I could actually think of a thing here. If you go in with a thing of gas and just have a parked helicopter or a small airplane somewhere, it doesn't need to be animated or anything, but you could have someone walk up to it, and then just like with the vehicle extractions where you use money, just have to have it in your inventory, and then you get out of there. Maybe they have the vehicle poof away. Maybe it has a little animation. I don't know. But that's not as cool as your idea of it flying down and picking you up.
Yeah. And then when I imagine it flying it down, that's why I say any roof. It just needs to be a roof. They're not, the helicopter would never land. They're like put a rope down, right? You'd see the animation of the rope. The timer would be counting down just like in a normal extract. And then basically, like, once you could, like, the rope's by your face or whatever, that you're gone. You know?
So they can't shoot at you as you're climbing up it?
No.
You just teleport and you're out?
Yeah, you don't need to climb up it. No, there's no, like, shooting at you while you're flying across the map. No.
Come on!
No. None of that. Get that out of here.
Right. So reasonable.
Yeah.
Alright. Are you ready for the questions you didn't get to see ahead of time?
Yeah.
Alright. I've got a real zinger for you. 24-hour Tarkov stream or 8-hour Hunt Showdown stream.
And now are you asking?
You have to play the whole time.
The entire time.
Imagine you don't have to go to the bathroom at all, so it's just wall-to-wall gameplay.
I'd rather do a 24-hour Tarkov stream. I just enjoy the game more.
Okay. I just wanted to hear you say it. I was wondering what the threshold would be for, like, what would get you to pick Hunt Showdown over Tarkov. But, damn, dude. 24 hours over just a little itty-bitty 8-hour Hunt Showdown stream?
Yeah. Well, okay, here's the other thing, though, that's factoring into this, is I have streamed Hunt Showdown a lot, and far more often than Tarkov. And I'm currently fully addicted to Tarkov. So those two things right there is what interests me. And that's the thing, I'd be much more excited to do the 24 hours of Tarkov than it would be the 8 hours of Hunt Showdown. Honestly, the only way to do the 8 hours of Hunt Showdown is if I had you with me the entire time. I could not make myself go through that pain of being clapped by a Mosin for like the fifth time in a row.
You would need me to, like, keep you there. You'd force me to force you to suffer.
Yeah, that's how it would have to go down.
That's fucked up. So when is the 24-hour Tarkov stream gonna pop off?
Oh, should I do one? Is that what you're...
I mean, you've been out of the streaming game for a while. I think that would be a... Well, you probably wouldn't do it right away because you'd want to, like at least for a month, be like, hey, I'm back to streaming. Hey, drum up interest.
Yeah, if anybody
and then
cares.
Be like, boom, 24-hour Tarkov stream. We're back.
Yeah, I'd give it 3 weeks. Yeah, okay. Realistically, then, November, December this year. I could try to pull it off.
Put it in my calendar.
Yeah, I'll start planning it.
Holy shit! All right, I didn't think you were actually gonna.
Well, no, because
expected you to be reasonable and be like, nah, I've got a family and a job and I don't want to stay up for 24 hours straight, all that stuff.
Well, I mean, I do. You're true. That's correct. I mean, that's why I have to start planning it. Like, I have to talk with my family, and I could just take a day off from my job. Like, it's okay if I really. I'm at that point. Like, if I really want to do something, I'm just gonna put a pause on other things and do it. Right? There's still my wife's still my wife. My kids are still my kids. If it would be really cool to do this thing, I'm pretty sure they would all get a kick out of it too. You know, my wife would bring up my stream and show my kids on her phone or something. Like, look, there's your dad. Look at that nerd.
There's your dad. He's been playing this game for 20 hours straight. He hasn't slept in a really long time.
Yeah, we really need him back. He went through a case of Red Bull. We miss him. So that's really
awesome.
That would be the big part. It would probably be hard, it would just be tougher on my wife because she'd have the kids, you know.
Yeah.
So if I can figure that all out, sure, I'll do a 24-hour stream.
Well, have them do a 24-hour stream of whatever games they like.
No, I'm not. I just saw something. There's like some child labor laws with content creation coming about. Like I'm not. Yeah.
I think those are more guidelines, but I see
They're
what you mean.
guidelines, yeah.
Alright.
My oldest has expressed interest in being a YouTuber when she gets older, and I'm supporting her. I tell her that's great, try it. Just not yet. You need to get a little bit older.
Yeah, and that is very common among like even my middle school age students. Like a lot of them want to be either animators or they want to be a YouTuber or something, but they have to realize there's like editing, filming, depending on what you're doing. You have to learn your analytics, but that's cool. And that's awesome that you feel comfortable just being like, yeah, I could just talk to my family and work it out. It sounds like you guys have a good system there.
Yeah.
'Cause I know some people are like, oh, my wife won't let me have fun, or I don't know. It seems like you have a happy family with healthy channels of communication.
Yeah. That's
and then you
what we
played
try to
Tarkov.
do. And then I played Tarkov, yeah.
Yeah,
like,
you have a deep secret.
What, with Tarkov?
Yeah, it's just, this guy with a happy family, but he plays Tarkov, so he's kind of a sick, twisted individual.
Okay, I'll take that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What game could I get you back on the podcast for? Or do I just go to you for Tarkov every time?
Oh, no, we can pick something else out. We could go retro. Could do.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could think of something from when we were kids. Stronghold Crusader.
Yeah, I think I have Stronghold Crusader 2 on Steam. That, and I still do have Battle for Middle Earth. We could do one on that. I want to keep playing that, but I loaded it up. I showed you the screenshot, and I did the first 2 levels, and I haven't been back. I need to get back to that.
I have to sail the high seas, perhaps, to figure that out.
Uh-oh.
And play it again. But yeah, that'd be cool. We just have our little nostalgia episodes, perhaps.
Yeah. I don't know. Pick a game, any game. I play a lot of games. You play a lot of
Hunt
games.
Showdown, let's go.
That's fine. We can do that.
No, I'm not going to do that to you, your family.
Yeah, what are you talking about? We play that a lot together. We can do a podcast.
We played it yesterday.
We did.
Yeah. You haven't listened to an episode of the podcast before, right? I'm kind of exposing you.
Yeah, you're exposing me. No, I haven't.
Okay, so you don't know how we sign off each episode, correct?
Correct.
How do you think we should sign off the episode?
I leave that up to you, director. But I would like to remind you to eat and drink in Tarkov.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Alright.
Should we just try to 3, 2, 1 and, shoot each other in the head?
Oh my god, are you...
Well,
I mean, Eric, that's absurd.
That's too far? Okay.
That is actually insane, but what do you have on you right now?
Pistol. And an MRE and some water.
So, nothing you'd miss?
Huh? No.
Alright, good night, everybody!